We all love a good love story, especially a celebrity one. The stolen glances, the secret dates, the picture-perfect autumn walks. For a few short months in 2010, the world was captivated by two stars colliding, Hollywood's charming leading man and music's burgeoning sweetheart. Everyone thinks they know why Taylor Swift wrote All Too Well. A simple, sad breakup. A forgotten scarf. A memory that lingered. But you don't know the whole story. Because the real story, the one hidden between the lines of her most famous song, isn't just about heartbreak. The real story behind Jake Gyllenhaal's treatment of a 20-year-old Taylor is darker and far more calculated than anyone imagined. But first, you need to understand the 5 warning signs everyone missed. Chapter 1. The age gap that everyone ignored. It started with a number everyone brushed aside. 9 years. In Hollywood, a 9-year age gap is nothing. It's expected. It's normal. But this wasn't just about age. It was about power. Think about where they were. He was 29, a critically acclaimed actor with an Oscar nomination under his belt. He was part of a Hollywood dynasty. He understood the game. The fame, the media, the pressure. He had lived in that world for over a decade. She was 20. A global superstar, yes. But still a young woman navigating a world that was just beginning to take her seriously. She was writing songs about fairy tales and high school crushes. He was starring in films about war and moral decay. This wasn't a relationship of equals. It was an expert and a novice. A veteran and a rookie. And that imbalance of power, it would become a weapon. He allegedly introduced her to a world that was older, more cynical. His friends, his circles. She was trying to keep up. Trying to be the person she thought he wanted. The lyric says it all, you, who charmed my dad with self-effacing jokes, sipping coffee like you were on a late-night show. He wasn't just a boyfriend, he was an idol. Someone to impress. Someone to win over. And when one person holds all the cards, the other is always left guessing. Always left feeling like they aren't enough. But this subtle power play was about to become painfully obvious, in the most public and humiliating way possible. Chapter 2. The birthday incident that broke her. It was her 21st birthday. In America, it's a milestone. A rite of passage. The one day that's supposed to be all about you. Taylor planned a party. She was surrounded by friends, by family. But she was only waiting for one person. He was supposed to be there. She waited. And waited. The minutes turned into hours. Every time the door opened, a flash of hope, followed by a wave of disappointment. But he never walked through that door. He didn't just miss a party. He made a statement. A demonstration of power. He showed her and everyone in that room what, and who, was most important. And it wasn't her. She locked herself in a bathroom and cried. She described it as feeling like a fool. Her father tried to comfort her, telling her, "It's gonna be all right," as she sobbed. His absence was a message, delivered with crushing silence. It was a wound that cut deep. But the real twist? His absence was almost easier to understand than his presence. Because when he was there, the pain was even more confusing. And this is where the happy-go-lucky romance narrative completely falls apart. And this is where the fairy tale completely shattered. Chapter 3. The emotional manipulation tactics. Have you ever felt like you're on a roller coaster you can't get off? One moment, you're soaring. The next, you're plummeting. That's the feeling he allegedly perfected. One week, he'd fly her out on a private jet to London. The next, he'd disappear. Silence. No calls, no texts. It's a classic hot and cold tactic. It keeps you perpetually off balance. Desperate for the high and terrified of the low. He would reportedly show up, charm everyone, say all the right things, and then vanish, leaving her to question everything. Was it something she did? Something she said? That self-doubt is the whole point. It's how control is established. This is the casually cruel in the name of being honest that she sang about. It's tearing someone down and making it sound like a reasonable critique. It's making someone feel small, then acting surprised when they're upset. And then there's the scarf. Everyone talks about the scarf. But the scarf was never really about the scarf. It's a symbol. A metaphor for a memory he kept. A piece of her he refused to give back. You've still got it in your drawer, even now. It's a way of saying, I still have a piece of you. I still have that power. It's a tiny, lingering act of control. This wasn't just a young couple figuring things out. It was a masterclass in emotional whiplash. And the fallout from this 3-month relationship wouldn't just inspire a song. It would build an empire. Chapter 4, The Phoenix Rising, How Pain Became Power. Heartbreak can do one of two things. It can destroy you, or it can forge you into something stronger. For Taylor Swift, this experience became the bedrock of her new identity. She channeled all of that pain, confusion, and anger into her album, Red. It was a seismic shift. She moved away from the country fairy tales and into the messy, complicated, and deeply relatable world of adult relationships. She didn't just write a breakup song. She wrote the breakup song. All Too Well became her masterpiece. But it was bigger than that one song. This experience taught her a crucial lesson. Her vulnerability was her superpower. Her pain was profitable. And her story was hers to control. She learned to write with a surgeon's precision about her emotional life. She built a fortress of lyrics and melodies around her heart. She became one of the most powerful storytellers of her generation, all because a man made her feel powerless. She turned the narrative of the crazy, emotional ex-girlfriend, a label he allegedly hinted at, and turned it into a badge of honor. Yes, she feels things deeply. And she will write about it. And millions of people will feel it with her. She didn't just get even. She got everything. But even after a decade of success, one piece of the story was still missing. The full truth had been edited down. Until it wasn't. Chapter 5, The 2021 Revelation That Changed Everything. In 2021, the earth shifted. Taylor, in the process of re-recording her old albums to reclaim her ownership, did something nobody expected. She didn't just re-release Red. She opened the vault. And out came the dragon, the 10-minute version of All Too Well. This wasn't just a longer song. This was the director's cut. The unfiltered, unedited diary entry. The full story. And the new details weren't just sad. They were damning. Lyrics that had been cut for being too painful were finally heard. You said if we had been closer in age, maybe it would have been fine, and that made me want to die. Suddenly, the age gap wasn't subtext anymore. It was the entire point. She sang about him meeting her father. About dancing in the kitchen. And then the gut punch. The argument. You who are tossing me the car keys, F, the patriarchy keychain on the ground. It painted a picture of a man performing progressiveness, while simultaneously belittling the younger woman in front of him. The short film gave a face to the pain. It made the emotional manipulation visual, visceral, undeniable. It wasn't just a song anymore, it was evidence. The 2021 Revelation wasn't just about new lyrics. It was about a 31-year-old woman finally giving a voice to her 20-year-old self. It was a reclamation not just of her music, but of her memory. She took the story he tried to control, and she told it all. Chapter 6, Empowerment and Wisdom Focus. The story of Taylor Swift and Jake Gyllenhaal is so much more than a celebrity breakup. It's a timeless tale about power, memory, and the incredible alchemy of turning pain into art. It's a reminder that the stories that try to break us can become the very stories that make us. She didn't just remember it all too well. She made sure the entire world would, too. And in doing so, she gave a voice to anyone who has ever been made to feel small, to feel confused, to feel like their memories didn't matter. But that's just our take. The most powerful stories are the ones that connect with our own experiences. What part of this story resonated with you the most? Is there a memory in your life that you remember all too well? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you want to dive deeper into the hidden stories behind the music we love, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss what we uncover next.